Thank you so much for being here, whether you're from Bhutan or visiting us from India or somewhere further around the world. I would like to extend my gratitude on behalf of my grandmother, Her Majesty Gilyum Dojuwama Wangchuck, for your participation in Bhutan Echoes this year. My name is Jigje Singye Wangchuck. I'm in the 10th standard and I've most recently studied at ALC High School last year. I hosted a Bhutan Echoes national storytelling competition called Our Children's Stories. Today, I'm honored to introduce and moderate this conversation with Shrimati Sudha Murty. And Mrs. Murty, before we begin, how may I address you? Mrs. Murty, Sudaji, or from what I've read from your latest book, Common Yet Uncommon, Naliji.
What do you address your grandmother?
I addressed her as in our national language Dzongkha, we call our grandmothers Ange, and then to put respect,
For
we
me,
put the
Angie.
la, Angela.
For me, the same. Okay. I enjoy that.
Okay. So
Okay.
should I address you as Angela?
And, call me whatever you feel like, you call me. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Mm.
So now that we're clear on that, I'd like to read from your distinguished biography. So, Shrimati Sudha Murty is an Indian educator, a trained engineer, a widely acclaimed author, a respected philanthropist, and currently serves as a member of parliament in the Rajya Sabha. She was the former chairperson of the Infosys Foundation, a non-profit charitable trust. She studied in a Kannada medium school until the 10th standard and fell in love with the language. This passion led her to establish over 60,000 libraries in Karnataka. She writes prolifically in both English and Kannada, with her books translated into all major Indian languages and selling over 2.6 million copies across India. She contributes columns to English and Kannada dailies and has authored 30 books and more than 200 titles, including novels, non-fiction, children's books, travel logs, technical books, and memoirs. Her work has earned her numerous awards, not only in the literary community, but also for her public service. For her immense contribution to social work and her country, she has been honored with Padma Shri and the Padma Bhushan, the fourth and third highest civilian honors in India. What I found most interesting in your biography when I was researching and writing it was, not only are you a talented engineer with a solid technical background, but you're a prolific writer and storyteller and a creative author who brings a human touch to everything she does. And not only that, you have a deep passion for charity and social responsibility. And with your spirit of philanthropy, you have traveled around the world to spread awareness about social causes and to improve people's lives. Now, thank you again for joining us today. I'll be speaking with Mrs. Murty for roughly 45 minutes. So, with that said, let's jump in. Mrs. Murty, or should I call you Naliji? Last year, I hosted Our Children's Stories, a national storytelling competition in Bhutan, gathering hundreds of stories from children across Bhutan. Storytelling is a special tradition that preserves the culture and traditions from generation to generation. So my first question is, what inspired you to become a storyteller and author, especially in writing children's books?
Well, I was in a school when around 10 or 12 years old that time. My teacher went on a maternity leave. So it was the time between 4 and 5 was her class. And nobody was appointed in her position. About 3, 4 months. So I was a class monitor and I was a very short girl that time. So teacher said, you manage the class. The remaining girls in my class were very tall. They said, what is this shorty is controlling us? They used to make a lot of noise. But as a young girl, I wanted to control them. So I said, how to control these people? I thought I will tell stories.
Wow.
Because I know everybody is enchanted by stories. If you tell truth like this. Oh, you should tell truth. You should be honest. You should be a hard worker. Then it becomes like a moral science class and it's like a sermon. People run away. So I started telling stories first in history because my grandfather was a school teacher. History was his subject, like Chitod Rani Padmini or, Prithviraj, many things. Then I started telling the stories. Even the tall girls started listening to me. So I realized if you want to convey anything to anybody, the best way is to tell stories. Irrespective of age, people listen to you. This is the main point. Second point, today there is so much distraction for children. TV, mobile, computer games, digital media. So gone were the days where children will sit and listen to grandparents because everything is quick remuneration, instant gratification has come. Because of that, the reading habit is coming down. And with that, the good values which we want to teach children has become difficult. The best way I felt was to make stories, what I would have told my grandchildren, in the form of a story. So parents will like it, children will read books. Children will like it because they're funny stories. They're the funny stories. And that made me to write children book.
Wow. I'm inspired by your words, and I have my own opinion on your points. And in your second point, you talk about how children are now.
I want to know.
Oh.
I want to know what's your opinion.
Oh,
tell me.
Okay, so my opinion is that children are now these days are distracted from television, cell phones, and all sorts of technologies. Last year, I hosted our children's stories, and I had the same objective as you. We should let them become stewards of the stories of their communities and their parents. So I wanted to spread that message through my competition, Our Children's Stories. And so hundreds of children across Bhutan submitted their stories. And during Bhutan Echoes last year, I declared the two winners of Bhutan Echoes. And the competition was who can give the best stories and how well they can present it. And as well as you said how you wanted the taller girls to listen to you through your enchanting stories. And even though that has been quite some time now, but your enchanting stories have still been here to this day. And this can be shown through your latest book, Common Yet Uncommon. And I was truly enchanted through your stories and the different characters of Karnataka. And that's why I had the amazing opportunity, like I said, to read your latest book, Common Yet Uncommon. And so I really got a sense of your characters and the different cultures of Karnataka. And I think our viewers would want to know what made you so passionate about preserving the language, culture, and stories of your home state of Karnataka. Was it because of Bandul Bindu?
Yeah. Women are, according to me, women are the carrier of the culture. Okay?
Yes.
Second thing, we are born in this country, which is not 100-year-old like 200-year-old. It has a long history. Okay? It has its own history, its own ups, its own down, and its own characteristic, and which is expressed in the form of stories. Any state you go, there are always stories which are told from generation to generation. Okay, it is not just a story; it is a culture of that area.
Of course.
The story in Bhutan is so different than the story in Karnataka. The story in Karnataka is so different than the story in Goa. Because these stories, which are from the culture, they have the colors or the shades of the culture. And that is the reason I feel we should preserve our culture through our language if possible, or at least English, because many people read that one. In terms of reading, I will tell you. The stories of our area, and it has been like in terms of Kannada, it is 2,000 years old language. So we have our own eating habits, we have our own dressing habits, our own cultural habits, and we should be proud about that. See, I always tell this quote from Valmiki Ramayana.
Oh,
Lanka was very beautiful and it was built by gold. It was called as Swarna Lanka. So when Rama won the war with Ravana, Vibhishana said, "Oh Rama, don't go back to Ayodhya. It's a small place, okay? And it's instead you stay this entire Sri Lanka. It is very beautiful and it has a lot of gold." He says in Sanskrit, Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Gariyasi. That means mother, okay, and motherland are very precious. Whatever in the middle of the night you wake up and ask something, you will always answer in your mother tongue. Mother tongue is like a air to breathe and wind of solace. So I give a lot of respect for the culture, tradition, and it has to come in the form of a story so that the next generation should be proud. People, if they do not know about their land, they'll never be proud about their place. And if you're not proud about your place or your area where you are born, then you don't have identity.
of course.
To
And
preserve your identity, you require a language, culture, and connecting stories. Dress, dance, food, everything comes in that form.
what what beautiful words, I have to say. And also, like you said in your latest book, Common Yet Uncommon, you say that in India, Mother India is a vast country, and from my opinion, that it has so many cultures, so many dialects, so many languages, and and like you said, every 150 kilometers you travel from one region to another, it's like you're in a whole new world. And there will always be different habits, foods, and how the people act and how proud they are of their country, the region. And also, what I would like to take away from your book and what I've realized is that in your book, it includes stories that don't always have happy endings, reflecting the realities of life. So, my next question to you is, why do you think it is important to present these kinds of stories to your readers?
Uh, it is not always happy ending because life has ups and downs. If someone says, "I never had any difficulties in life," that person is lying. If someone says, "I have always difficulties," then I say that fellow is pessimistic. In life, ups and downs will come. When you are in a downside of the life, you should say, "This too shall pass," so that you will have a hope to live. Because my stories are also like that. There are difficulties. People come across different difficulties at different time. For example, somebody is young like you, okay, in school, college, you feel getting good grade is real life. Okay. It's only in life is getting good grade because you get a first rank, second rank. When you pass out from the school and college, getting a good job, not in your case, in others' case, is really important in life. Getting married to a good person is important. When you grow, getting children, my children should do well. When you are old, I should not get any disease. That is important in life. So your preference goes on changing depending on your part of years or lifespan. But one thing which I really realize is life has ups and downs for everybody, irrespective of their position. But the difficulties are the difficulties are very simple for the other person. If you are in difficulty, for me, it's very simple solution. But if the difficulties come to me, it becomes a difficult solution. So children should know that you cannot live in paradise forever. There are difficulties in life. You should learn resilience in life. Get up, have hope, and learn how to get out of that difficulty and lead a life with maturity.
Thank you so much for your beautiful words. Like you said that time, that lives are always ups and downs, and that's a true factor. That's really true, and that in every life you live, that there's always going to be downhills, but there's always going to be an uphill. It's never going to be down, nor is there going to be up. And I think that if you don't have fear or if you don't feel pain in your life, then you're not living. And I also say in your latest book, Common Yet Uncommon, you wrote about Amba the super chef. who was really passionate about cooking, and cooking brought her immense joy and satisfaction in life, and that I really enjoyed that part of the story, Amba the super chef, and it really talks about how if you're passionate about anything, then you can achieve anything. So I would like to know what brings you, Naliji, the greatest satisfaction and joy in your life.
There are a few things which makes me extremely happy. Because many people tell me at your age, why you have to do all these things? I said, no, for my happiness, for my passion, I do. For example, if you have time, there is a book. When I come to Bhutan next time, I'll bring that to you. 3,000 Stitches, there is a book. Please read that.
Okay, I will.
I always used to wonder, because I'm a daughter of a doctor. I'm not from a rich family, okay? Neither I'm married to a rich man. Money came in our life sometime. I used to always think, what is the use of this money? What is the purpose in life? What I'm supposed to do? And when I worked with the downtrodden people, that gave me immense happiness. Helping others, particularly the poor, and when they don't have a voice, I would like to help them because it gives me enormous satisfaction. Okay. In that book, I have written I realized what kind of happiness I got when I helped 3,000 people, and that's the reason it's known as 3,000 stitches. Second thing is when I write, I'm extremely happy. See, I go to airport about 3 to 4 hours early. The reason is there'll be a lot of people waiting for me, and all my books I sign. And I have a dog by the name Gopi. Gopi has a seal, Gopi, his signature. So every Gopi's book, I seal it and I sign. And this takes almost 2 hours for me in any airport, particularly Delhi airport, Bombay airport, Bangalore airport. People ask me, why you have to do your flight is at 8 o'clock? You still come at 5 o'clock in the morning. I said, no, that is my passion. When my readers are there, I should acknowledge my readers by
Of course.
signing on their book. So gratitude is also my passion. Like it's my character, probably not passion, it's my character. I should acknowledge people who have helped me. And also my passion is to write, because writing is one which is my expression of my emotions. When I'm happy, I write. When I'm sad, I write. When I feel very hilarious about an event, I write. Writing is my passion. Helping others is my passion, and I work for it, and it gives me great satisfaction. I only remember I put my head on my pillow and I sleep because if I'm doing my work, every day is a holiday for me. No day is a working day. Every day is a holiday for me.
That was truly, and also when you come to Bhutan, I would love to get your signature from such
I
a
will.
great lady like
I
you,
will.
and I'd love to
Yeah.
read your other book that you mentioned here, and I'd love
Gopi.
to read it, and I bet that it's as great as your latest book, Common Ya Uncommon, and I want to say that uh, that in life we're all human, and
Yeah.
that's what makes all of us common. That we're
Yeah.
all humans, and that's what makes us common. But the lives and stories we live are all unique and different. And that's what makes each of us uncommon. And so in life, we all want to be remembered and to leave an imprint on this earth. So, my question to you, Naliji, is
Mm.
what advice can you give the younger generation who are searching for a purpose and meaning in their lives?
Yeah. Now I have my opinion regarding leaving the footprints on this Mother Earth. I don't have that one because there is a very nice saying. Do we remember the person who found out rice grain from the paddy field? We do not remember. Do we remember that person who took this rice and made, put it in a boiling water and made edible rice? Do we remember? We don't. Do we remember the person who first wrote alphabet I, E, A, B, C, D, whatever is that, and joining those alphabets, the words are formed. By the words, the sentence is formed, and today we can read. we don't remember. In life, I feel I don't do anything because people should remember me or I should leave a footprint. No, because life is like a flowing river and we go on flowing forever. Nobody goes back and said, who has done this and how do I remember? Maybe in a generation of 100 years or 300 years, one or two people will be remembered. Like Mahatma Gandhi is always remembered. Okay, always remember. But everybody cannot become Mahatma Gandhi. We are all ordinary people. Okay, or we remember King Ashoka, the Emperor Ashoka of India.
Yes.
You know, Buddhist who started Buddhism. Actually, his children started Buddhism in Sri Lanka. We remember Ashoka. We remember few characters in the entire history, but not what happened about 100 years back. We may not remember. So, leaving the footprints is not my aim. My aim is whatever you get in life, do your level best. It may
Wow.
be any job. Like Amba the cook, she was a chef. She
Yes.
did well. I'm a teacher. Let's assume I'm a teacher. I used to teach actually
Yes.
computer science in Christ University, and I taught it very well. Okay, so that students should learn and enjoy, and they need not remember me, but they should know the subject.
Yes.
Okay, and when I write books for children, nobody should. I don't expect people should remember Sudha Murty books. They should remember the stories.
Of course.
I help people to come out of poverty, difficult life. And when they come out of it, I smile, they smile. And I got my remuneration. I don't expect they should remember me and thank me. No. But this wisdom came to me over a period of time, not when I was very young. Over a period of time, I realized you should work for your benefit, not, not because somebody else will say, oh, it's fantastic,
Yes.
not because of awards, rewards, or someone says. You should remember, you should do the work because you should enjoy that work.
Of course.
Thank you. Tell me.
And what I have to say about your opinion is that what I learned from that is that it's not the person they work for, but it's the ideas that live on. It's not, for example, maybe in a few hundred years, maybe someone wouldn't know Thomas Edison, who created the light bulb.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the light bulb will always stay with humankind because it's an idea that is used through our houses, through these lights in the studio right now, through the lights in the cameras, and the ideas live on. I'm very inspired and I'm so grateful that I can talk with you. And
Thank you.
what I have to take away from last question I asked, what you're passionate about, you said that you were passionate about helping people. And there are also many philanthropists around the world that have various reasons for helping others. And in Bhutan, my grandmothers each support a charitable cause, and specifically, as with Bhutan Echoes, Her Majesty Gyalum Dorji Wangchuck founded the Tariana Foundation in 2003 to aid the rural communities. Similarly, as you are the former chairperson of the Infosys Foundation, which works in remote regions of India, including Karnataka, I would like to ask, what drives your charitable passion?
Mm, when I look at poor people, people who are less advantaged, okay, I always feel I have a duty towards them. I have a duty towards them because my expectations in life were never ever, okay, I should get a lot of money, a lot of fame. No, it was never there. And God is very kind. He has given so much thing to me because it is not in my hand to be born in one family. It's a God's wish, right? Why we are born in this family, not that family? It's a God's wish. So God made me to be born in this family where education was so important. 56 years back, I joined engineering. Can you imagine? Okay, there were no girls in the university.
Yeah.
So my father said, no, you can do your engineering. So there are people, I born in a family where education was important, and I married to a man who felt what you like in life you should do. You should not worry about what others talk about you. And Infosys gave me a big wing to understand and fly and see different difficulties.
Yes.
All that made me actually what I am today. Okay. So I'm really grateful that I got this human life and I could do something in my life to help others. It is not because helping others is to show off or to get name, because helping others makes me extremely happy. And for my happiness, I help people.
Wow. And I think
Mhm.
that we need more people like you in this world. And
Ah,
that your
you do
kindness,
get.
your kindness and
Yeah.
compassion has helped millions of people around the
Mm.
world. And also, I think we should talk about another philanthropist in your book, Hema, the Wound Friday.
Yeah.
Hema is a compassionate woman who is always
Mm.
ready to help others in need, showing
Mm.
that philanthropist isn't just about giving money, but helping others without expecting anything in return. And this theme is echoed throughout your other story, The Red Rice Granary, from your children's book, The Children's Treasury, where your grandmother taught you through her generous actions to always give the best in you, never the second best. Following on this topic, I would like to know what mindset do you have as a philanthropist when helping others?
I learned in my 30, 40 years of journey of philanthropist few things which no book teaches. It's only people teach you. Number one, there are always a lot of difficulties in life.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
And if you go on worrying about it or go on complaining about it, the train is late, the plane is late, people don't turn up, there are many difficulties come in your work. And if you go on complaining, your life will become a complaint box. You should know where to stop. For example, you know, uh, there is an analogy I will give you. The world is full of dust, and I have a dust allergy. Now, what to do? But I have to live in the world. There's a lot of dust around. One method is cover entire earth, okay, with leather. Then there'll not be any dust, right?
Yes.
Second opinion is you make a pair of chappals or shoes so that you can walk in the dust, but it will not reach you.
Yes.
But which is more practical? The second one. You make a pair of shoes, walk it doesn't affect you at all. And this is the way how one should live. When you have a lot of things around in the world, should not bother. You should look after what you want in life. Instead of complaining to others everything, oh, you do this, do that. Okay. This advice is written and given
Yes.
not by me, by a prince
Yes.
who was born as a handsome prince, left his kingdom in a very young age. He was called Gautama.
Oh, yes. Gautama the Buddha. Yes.
Gautama Buddha. Okay. This is the Buddhist preaching, which I like, the path or the middle path. And instead of blaming everyone, you should change yourself. If you want to do anything in life, people don't change, you should change yourself. And you should be
Of course.
always in the middle path. I don't complain. I don't go on telling people are like this, like that. I said, look, in given situation, what can do my level best?
Yes. Of course.
And that is the, and by the way, all these stories, what you have read in common and uncommon, they're true stories.
Yes.
The
And
names
I
are
think
different.
they're very,
They're all true stories.
yes. And I think that they're valuable stories. And I think they were each story I enjoyed, and the next story was even more enjoyable than the last. And I think that, and I really enjoyed how after you introduced one character, for example, Bundle Bindu, and when you move into the next story, for example, Giant the shopkeeper, you now introduce Bundle Bindu in those stories, and
Correct, correct.
you introduce those characters before for example, Giant the shopkeeper, and all those characters you've mentioned before him, they are all mentioned in Giant the shopkeeper, and that's what I really enjoyed, because you can have a little piece of those characters still be within those characters and truly show what type of person they are, and it shows what lessons and what values that you're trying to give.
You are very smart.
Thank you so
You are
much.
very intelligent because I was waiting, somebody will tell me this one. Nobody has told me that. But I purposely did that. It's like
Yeah.
a waterfall. The first character comes in the first story. In second story, the two characters will come.
Yes.
That's first one plus second one. Little bit of first one. In the third story, little bit of first one, little bit of second one, and the third is the main character.
Yes.
So it goes on a cascading, and
Cascading. Yes.
purposely I have done. And nobody has realized except you.
Thank you so
Except you.
much.
Nobody has realized. You are a very smart person. And at the end comes Lunchbox Nalini,
Yes. And I
and it's
really,
me.
yes, as
It's
you,
me.
and I really
Yeah.
enjoyed how in the last story, Nalini the lunchbox, you put all the characters in the last story,
Yes.
and
Yes.
when you're in the final chapters of your book, you really get to see Bundle Bindu, and when he's talking, he talks about history, which he's passionate about, and which you have explained within your first stories, and it's really shown in your last stories.
Yeah. It's like a cascading effect. One,
Yes.
two, three, four, up to the 10, 11 it comes. It is like a pearl,
Yes.
The whole storybook is like a pearl necklace. Each character is one pearl, and there are many pearls are there.
Yes.
Now I'm joining all the pearls with Nalini or Nali,
Nalini.
okay?
Yes.
And it's me. And whatever I am today, I learned compassion from Hema. I learned love for history from Bindu. Okay, I learned, helping others. No, I learned little bit of cooking from Amba, importance of cooking, and I enjoyed company of Jivraj, who was a miser. Okay, and how he changed. So these are all real characters, and the third is Nalini in that.
Yes.
You are very intelligent. You have found out the trick of that entire book. Thank you very much for
Thank
that.
you. Thank you so much.
Uh,
And I think that
uh,
I loved your stories and the love the ones, and like I said that time, Amba the super chef, Jiraj the miser. Jiraj the miser, he had a downhill, but then when he had an uphill, and
okay.
where he
Yeah,
learned not to be a miser and he started to
yeah,
be more charitable. And
yeah.
that's where the happy ending came. And
Mm.
Naliji, you'll soon be here in Bhutan, the land of gross national happiness. And you said, and when I was researching and writing I've seen many of your interviews, and in one of the interviews, you said that happiness lies within us,
Correct, correct.
which is a valuable reminder in a world where outside factors often affect our mindset and well being. Like you said that time, how in a world of dust, you should have a chappal or a shoe that you can, so basically, to adapt to a change, right? To change and to make the situation work for you.
Yeah,
And there's a saying that a bamboo will always live longer than the tree, because when a storm hits, the tree will always try to resist the rain. But the bamboo will start bending with
nice.
the wind.
Yeah,
So,
very beautiful.
so my question is, what are your views on happiness, and how can we find it within ourselves?
Okay, I will tell you a story for that because I'm a storyteller. Always I will reply in story. Before
Yes.
that, I have written a book for children, how bamboo became bountiful. Okay, if you have time and if please read that.
Of
Okay, how
course.
bamboo, life of bamboo I have written,
Of course.
bamboo, how life bamboo became bountiful. It's okay, please kindly go through that. Now, how do I say change? Okay, there was a beautiful young bride princess in olden days,
Like
and
you.
she wanted to. No, not me.
A young, beautiful
Someone.
princess like you.
I know, like you. I want to say like you. And she was intelligent, and she said, I want to marry a man who will give me the answer to this question. Okay. The question was, what is that sentence, only one sentence, which makes a happy man sad and sad man happy? People tried so many tricks, and this is an old story. Nobody was able to answer. One young prince like you came and answered it. He said, There is only one sentence which makes happy man sad and sad man happy, is this too shall pass.
Yes.
When you tell happy man, he becomes sad. Oh, my happiness will go away. You tell sad man, he's happy because I'll get happiness. Happiness is not bought in the market. It is not by the books. It is not in the beauty. It is not in the trees, nature, anywhere. It is within you. Don't search happiness all around the world. Don't search in diamond, money, dress, books. I mean, of course, you have to read books for that, but they will not give you happiness. Books can help you, but ultimate happiness is within you. And when a person realizes that what makes me happy, that means what battles I can fight, what battles I cannot fight. Okay? And accept your difficulties and try to conquer, accept your shortcomings and try to improve. And knowledge will help you to do that. People who do not have knowledge will not find this one. To have knowledge, you should read books. So if you read books, that will lead to knowledge. Knowledge makes you to identify your happiness lies where. Everybody's, and again, it varies from person to person. For example, your happiness is different than my happiness. Happiness does not depend on two sisters will have the same happiness. Father and son will have the same happiness. No. Individual person has their own happiness. Everybody should run their own marathon and get their own prize. Search for it, and then you'll get it. Once you attain it, develop it, and enjoy eternally. It is
Yes.
nothing to do with money, nothing to do with your beauty. It is within you, and that happiness comes on your face. Comes on your face, that time you look very beautiful. So
Thank.
there is a shloka in Sanskrit. It says, Keyurana vibhushayanti purusham harana chandro jwala. It goes on. It says, it is not what you wear. It is not the flower what you put. It is not the dress what you wear. It is not the money what you have. If you have happiness, it shows on your face.
Yes.
And it is within, it comes out, not with the makeup. Within you, it comes out. And I believe in that. And in the pursuit of happiness, which is within you, you should work, not the outside of happiness.
And as you can see that there is a big smile on my face just listening to you and having this opportunity to have this conversation with you. And I think that what your words are very profound and meaningful. And I think that like how Gautama the Buddha said that impermanence, the teaching of impermanence, and that sadness and anger is not permanent. It'll never stay, and there'll always be happy times and there'll always be sad times. But that also says that happiness doesn't last forever. But in that same interview that I was talking about, where happiness lies within us, you also say that in life we should always stay happy. And even if the situation makes us sad and angry, we should live 90% of our lives happy.
Happy. That's true. You have a profound knowledge on happiness, which people will realize at 45, 55, 65, become under IQ. But at 15, you have understood what is happiness. Irrespective of the situation, try to be happy. And this happiness cannot be destroyed, cannot be bought, cannot be stolen, cannot be drowned.
Yes.
Nobody can take it away. This is within you, develop, and then you work with that happiness. Your quality of life is always good.
Yes, thank you. And I say that, and you say that I have such a great knowledge about happiness. How I know these is because one of the biggest factors is because of you. From reading,
Ah,
yes, yes, it's from reading your books and how you place yourself in each of these 13 characters, in each of the stories of Karnataka, and each 13 characters you put yourself in these stories, and how those characters come onto other character stories, and how you all make it, and how that most of the characters in your book, Common Yet Uncommon, have happy endings. And from watching your interviews, from reading your book, and I've now have a more deeper meaning, not deeper meaning, but more a deeper knowledge about happiness. And you are one of the biggest factors for my knowledge.
right. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've seen your beautiful country maybe 12 years back, 13, 14 years back, I have seen. And I missed this opportunity of coming again for the book festival. And I will try to come in October with Mr. Murthy.
And
Namaste.
now, Naliji, it's been such a delight and a true honor for me to have had this privilege of moderating this conversation with you. And
Thank you.
I've learned so much in the little time we have had. Your words of wisdom have inspired me and certainly the audience. I feel very thankful and honored to have had
Thank you.
this once in a lifetime opportunity to interview.
Don't worry, we'll meet once again. When you're in Delhi, let me know. I will meet you if I'm in Delhi at that time. Okay.
To,
Thanks once again, Kadmi. My regards to your mother.
of course.
And I enjoy that purse, what she has given. My regards to your grandmother, who is doing a fantastic work in the Bhutan Valley. And of course, your country is a country of happiness,
Yes.
which I always enjoy. Okay? All the best.
Thank you. And I'm so thankful that I've had this once in a lifetime opportunity to have interviewed such a great lady like you. And I'm so grateful that you've took the time amidst your very busy schedule. And we
Nice,
look
sir.
forward to welcoming you in Bhutan, Naliji. And
Thank you.
I would like to end this conversation off by saying thank you, Kadin Chenla, and Danyavada.
Okay. Kadanchila. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.